Howdy. How is everybody this evening? It's just me by myself because Daft Bunyan is muted and froze. Bear with me a minute. I will find out what is happening.
Okay, hello. Welcome everybody. Wouldn't be me without technical difficulties, right? So, welcome everybody who is here. Apologies once again, but here we're going to talk about The Acolyte. We're going to talk about what an amazing show it is, how much we love it, all the good moments. Are there any bad moments? I might be a bit biased. I don't know. But we'll be having Liam join us in a moment. We're just going to wait for him. I want to hear from everybody, though, how they felt about the show. I'm very eager to hear comments. All the things from the fighting, the amazing choreography that calls to the love of Japanese cinema that George Lucas had.
I panicked, so I bailed on everybody.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But yes, all sorts of world cinema. George Lucas is a fan of, and that comes through in his work, in the costume designs, and everything, and in the way he tells the stories, and the stories that he kind of stole some stuff from. Right? Let's not beat around the bush. Let's not lie to ourselves. George Lucas is great. You know, everybody takes inspiration from other people. So, is what did you enjoy about this week's episode? Anything in particular jump out at you before we start diving into it?
There's a few good bits, but the thing that the
Mhm.
thing that jumped out to me the most was that we didn't get to see those bloody light whips again.
Oh, okay. So I forgot before we started this. I forgot that we're in different camps on this week's episode. I know you love the series as a whole, but I know that you are
Expecting more.
not a fan of. Yeah, that you were expecting a bit more. Sorry, something just popped up on my computer. So I absolutely loved this week's episode. I thought it was amazing. I say I wouldn't have changed anything. Maybe I would have changed one thing, and that's I would have had that big fight at the end that they were teasing everybody. Like that's the only thing I would have changed. Other than that, they've added to the lore with Darth Plagueis wonderfully. They've given him knowing about everything much better context than just I heard about it through the grapevine, you know. And Siths are known to have acolytes as well as apprentices, even during the rule of two.
One way around,
And even in the setup of that, yeah, right. And then even in the setup of that, where like there was other things, it's always put the rule of two, like made it false, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. The fact that you had Darth Plagueis and Darth Sidious, but then all the like from however old he was when Darth Maul went on there, you had him on Mustafar training to be Darth Sidious's apprentice and in training in the Jedi arts, which is another thing to discuss. The fact that like both Jedi and Sith use the Jedi arts is interesting. Might be because of the schism and where they originally came from. But let's break down the episode and talk about it and what we liked. Well, what I liked and what maybe griped you a little bit, just a little bit. I have to say okay. So the one negative I had, and I mentioned this on Eric Stream yesterday, and it's not so much a negative. It can be something that's worked on in post, and that is the Osha and May fight. You could tell was a little bit CGI. Like other than that, absolutely flawless episode. Absolutely flawless episode. Okay, so we start with Osha in the sensory deprivation helmet. Okay, and we have Kamir watching over and thinking, "Oh, everything's fine, everything's normal," you know. And then all of a sudden, she starts wigging out, and then the witch powers start activating, right? And then he's locked into a vision, but she's also in a vision, you know. What we saw in episode 3 and 7, 6, 7, the other flashback episode, right? What we saw there is that Mother Anasea could use her witchcraft power, still hold a conversation, you know, and just be really, really, really intelligent in the way that she's doing it, and using a lot of willpower and stuff like that, right? My question is what was Kamir seeing? Was he just in a like that darkened room with Osha, like just seeing Osha there, or would it be the like he was also seeing some other visions while she was having her visions? You know, I'm very, very curious. What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe she just managed to get into his head without even realizing. And obviously, he was strong enough to know that it was a vision, like somebody was inside his mind. So he was just trying to break her out of it.
Yeah, no, I hear that, but like even Torben knew that he was under a spell and in a vision. So, like, my question to you is like,
Torb was weak-minded though.
yeah, but he
He
still
was,
knew he was in a vision.
yeah, but he was still being controlled, whereas he,
Yeah.
Thingy wasn't as controlled. He was able to use his ability to fight back.
So your answer is he wasn't seeing anything.
I don't think so. No.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So you noticed Osha's eyes are red. Do you want to talk about that for a second? I'll be back in a second.
No, sod you. Don't leave me like this.
Just
So when the
Osha's eyes are
helmet does,
red.
yeah, shut
No.
up. I was on it, and like, fucking this guy, eh? Anyway, so as the helmet's taken off of Osha, you notice that her eyes are red, and it takes a second or two for them to come back to normal color, which was an absolutely fantastic feature to show her turn, I suppose. Is that good enough? You back yet? So it was so many cool little details in this episode, and just like little bits here and there that were absolutely fantastic, but I still didn't rate the episode as a whole, which is unfortunate. But we'll get into that as we go along, I suppose. Bear with me 1 second.
Howdy.
Howdy.
So, so do you think because it's not the usual red glow that the Sith has, is it?
No.
No, but it is something. Where is his beautiful face? So you can't really see it very clearly because they had to like do it up a bit. But Darth Plagueis also has like a red glow in his eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see it when watching it on the TV, but
yeah,
not very clear in this picture.
Yeah. Yeah. So everybody in the chat, don't be shy. Tell us what you really enjoyed about the episode. We want to hear your thoughts as well, because they're just as important.
And how much you love seeing me flake when I'm put on the spot.
I do apologize. I just had food turn up, so I just had to go and take care of that.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah. I have to say, seeing it's very interesting, right? Because Soul knows that May and Osha are the same person, but just separated. How? We need to find out. We'll get into that. But like how differently he does treat them is fascinating to me. Like he says he loves Osha, and you can see that from the jump. But why does he not have that about May? Very interesting.
I know, because by the end of it, you'd think that he would have loved May and not Osha.
Maybe. I mean, they're the ones that spent all those years together, even though he was connected to Osha instantly. So
yeah, but I know I'm jumping ahead of that. But look at the way May handled the situation before. So it's definitely, it's like I wanted to face justice. I wanted to face the High Council and rah, you know.
Yeah.
And then Osha's like,
it is crazy because she was fully taken advantage of, if you think about it, because
who Osha or
May, like, because she didn't the second that she knew Osha was alive, that's it. She went from vengeance to justice, you know. And then Osha is obviously gone the other way. She just went straight vengeance, didn't even question it. That was crazy. Oh my god, poor soul. Again, we'll get there. It was really, really nice seeing Amandala get to wear the little helmets that they wear, the typical space helmets with the Rebel logos or the Jedi logos on. That's really cool. They did the space very well, flying in the asteroid fields and having what is his name, Basil, saving the day. Stopping Soul from blasting May for some reason. I don't know why he would do that. But this is the thing, right? So like he is an amalgamation of different Jedi throughout the Star Wars universe. Qui-Gon Jinn being one of the big ones. But he does live outside of the Jedi doctrine and dogma in that he has an attachment and has had an attachment the whole time. Do you mean whether he or not he's been next to the person, he's been attached to them.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be doing that.
Should be doing what?
Having attachments leads
No,
to the
he
dark
shouldn't.
side. It's forbidden.
Oh yeah.
You know, and he's there
Yeah.
loving people. Same as Obi-Wan. Most people's favorite Jedi.
But the whole way through, from the get-go in this series, it showed us that the Jedi aren't who we think they are. They're liars. They hide things, you know.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And they have done. Like, it's not even just, oh, this is something that Disney have concocted. This has been a running trend for the Jedi throughout their existence. They have power amongst people, and they don't want to relinquish it. So it corrupts some of their decisions, which they may deem diplomatic or safeguarding the galaxy because they do so much for the galaxy.
But do they do it to satisfy their own needs?
This is why people see Jedi and Sith as just two sides of the same coin, because they kind of are. They kind of are. It's crazy. It's crazy. I love it. Senator Raincourt was absolutely right when they are an unchecked power who claim to control the uncontrollable, and that is their emotions.
Yeah.
As wise and as powerful as Master Yoda is, I would argue that even that's something he has to work on. And as we saw with the Clone Wars, he has to still wrestle with his dark side. You know?
Yep.
Same as everybody else. So
well, this is it. Like the Sith, like they don't just obviously they lean heavily into the dark side in their anger and that, but not all Sith do.
No.
You know, some of them use the dark side as a balance to the light side that they use.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just about finding the balance. If Mace Windu could do it and be a Jedi, then
see, this is something I have not an issue with the writing is when Senator Raincourt's talking about what happens when, not if, one of you goes rogue. Dude, that's happened so many times. What are we talking about here? There are countless examples of Jedi that have tried taking over the galaxy and have been on a whole campaign.
Oh yeah.
You know? So the Galactic Republic has an incredibly short memory for them not to have those names, you know? So he's not wrong. That's what I'm saying, is that he's not wrong. No, because it was just like a whitewash of the history books to show that the Jedi are great, basically. So this is another thing. Everybody, there's a guy, Star Wars Theory, and you may or may not have heard of him. He had this criticism about Yoda in that he would either sense that the Jedi Master, what's her name? Benastra, that she was lying. He would have been able to sense all of those deaths, like the 6 or 7 deaths or however many there were, and that he would have been doing a whole thing about it and this and this and this. But as we saw with episode 2, Anakin's out there slaying up a whole village, including women and children, unarmed, right? He has that vision, I would argue, because he's connected to Anakin, as opposed to oh, the guy's just connected to everybody, right? I wouldn't say that Yoda's connected to everybody. I would say that he connects to people that he has a relationship with.
Yeah.
Dude. And then
it also makes sense for Yoda to be cautious of Anakin if he's aware that he was born through like a virgins or whatever.
Yeah, especially now, right?
Yeah.
After now. So like
yeah.
But the thing is like he didn't pull him up on charges. He didn't get him arrested, he didn't do this or whatever. He just life went on normal. Because what? Just because he's the chosen one? No, that's not right. That's not right. People lost their lives and there was no Jedi justice. He just freed his mom who was a slave, but slavery is legal in Star Wars. I'm pretty sure. At least on Tatooine. You know what I mean? Like there's a whole trade of it, you know? So I don't know. Yoda is not like some omnipotent, infallible superhero, right? He is a person just the same as everybody else who's very, very powerful, very, very old, very, very wise, but just as fallible, right? This again, I will draw it back to the scene in episode 1 where Ki-Adi-Mundi is saying, oh, there hasn't been a Sith for a millennia, right? But if that's the case, how do you know that there are always two? It makes no sense unless there have been Sith throughout that 1,000 years, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that makes no sense. So obviously, like, it's just a state line. It's just obviously a state line. And obviously, there's not going to be 1,000 years of there being Force users, natural people, humans, aliens, all sorts of just naturally designed people that like have regular emotions and are regular people. Do you know what I mean? Whether they have the Force, and none of them are going to be like a bit selfish. All of them are just going to go to the Jedi. No, of course not. Of course not. That's not how it works. That's not life. It's not real. I mean,
Yeah,
I know we're talking about like space whales and shit, but
how many Sith started off as Jedi though?
Tons. So many. So many. Maybe that's why they're being so protective, you know? Because they're like, oh well, if we tell them that like a Jedi's out here doing this, then they're just gonna be taking our funding and all of that business, you know. So yeah, I thought it was very, very interesting in the finale episode that we're how haunted, like utterly haunted Soul looked when he was walking around Brendok.
He knew he was gonna die.
It's not that, it's the witches. Like you could hear all of the chanting, and I don't know if it was like supposed to be like diegetic or whatever, and it's like that's what he's hearing and they're hearing because you had like May and other people reacting to it. I don't know, like, or if it's just like what we're supposed to feel, but the dude was haunted by the witches, and he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be. It's his past, it's fear, it's a whole bunch of stuff that is clouding his emotions and his judgment. Like, as much as I love him and think he's an amazing Jedi, he is a bad Jedi. He is bad at his job. He is very bad at his job. Well, this is the thing. So then, again, there's like if you align it with the police, right? Then you've got like what the police are lining for and what a policeman might align for could be different things. You mean they could intertwine, but not always be aligned. So,
sorry,
yeah, just
something else that pissed me off about the episode. Again, as we still didn't find out how they were created properly.
No, but I think that we got enough, right? And like that's a mechanical question that could be answered later with like a season 2 or whatever, but we got enough to keep us interested and to answer as many questions as needed. But then like this gives them time to sit back and think, okay, how can we do this? Like how can like, and then go and talk to Dave Filoni, like make sure it's all legit. Like I'm happy like not everything was answered, all like a whole exposition dump, because
You're telling me you don't want that answered. You didn't want to see how like what those witches done to create Osha and May.
absolutely, right? Absolutely. Okay, because I definitely need to know if like how this happened, because they're like one person split into two, and it was supposed to be a resemblance of like light and dark side, but they've switched
Yin
alignments.
and yang.
Yeah, and it's always like obviously with the yin and yang, there's like the light side with a bit of dark in it and the dark side with a bit of light in it. I get that, but like now it's kind of like it's gone like that, you know, like that hand trick thing. Like it's just like switched around, which is fine. Like I don't have a problem with that. I'm just a little bit confused. And where is the one person that they split from or split apart? You know what I mean?
What makes you think
Were
that
they
split a person apart?
because they are the same person?
But given by how Anakin was created, who had a mother, and it clearly states that one of those witches gave birth to the twins because she said she carried them.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
You know, maybe it was something that happened in the womb rather than maybe there was 2 eggs there rather than one, and it split like that rather than just creating the one.
I wonder if it was intentional or accidental.
Yeah. I don't know.
I am annoyed at Pip, the droid that has switched sides because of a factory reset. I'm like, you stinker. This is why you do not factory reset. No, this is why you don't factory reset them. Okay, because they're there building a life and a soul and like a memory and everything, and then you just factory reset the person and they're just a blank shell again. No, that's awful. You don't do that. That's like it's like just fully lobotomizing somebody, you know, like going Sister Sage, but she keeps her personality.
You know, that doesn't matter if you factory reset like a computer or anything like that. That info was still there somewhere, stored away.
Yes and no. I think it might be different with the quote unquote soul of a droid.
But again, it's not a soul, is it?
I would argue yes.
It's a program.
Droid lives matter. Droid lives matter. Droid lives matter.
Bye.
We have to give a shout out to the choreography. I was very excited finding out that the series would take place in the High Republic, which means that that's going to be highly trained / skilled Jedi, but not compared to the Days of Old, where they are just insanely skilled. But still, Jedi Master Soul, the stuff he pulls out when fighting Khmer, like, oh my god, I genuinely think it's Force Repulse. And honestly, like it's, yeah, and it's the first instance we've seen a bit live action.
Isn't that what it's Starkiller or whatever his name is in Force Unleashed uses? Yep,
absolutely. And I'm pretty sure Jedi Master Benestra was using Sense Echo, which is a skill and Force talent popularized by Cal Kestis in The Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor.
Both good games. You should play them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm fascinated. See, everybody finds May and Osha boring. I'm finding them fascinating as a pair. And how did your perception of somebody change from that's my sister to That's the other half of me.
Mm.
You know, is reunification possible? Is that the goal? If that's the case, why make twins in the first place? Was twins intentional? There's so many questions that I'm dying for an answer for, you know, and season 2
Oh, yeah.
is going to be answering them.
Do these Vergences, they always created twins, and is Anakin just the only time it's been a singular person created from a Vergence?
Well, the difference is that these were created by witches, but the Force is said to have created Anakin. So the distinction is that the girls were created with the Force, and Anakin was created by the Force.
Anakin was created with the Force.
No, by who?
Yeah. What's his name? Darth Thingy Majiggy.
No,
Yeah.
no. Who?
Bet you. The one. What was that fucking Sith that we see that was in the episode?
Plagueis?
Yeah, yeah. Him
No,
and Palpatine. Yeah.
no.
He would have taught Palpatine how to do it, and then Palpatine would have manipulated him.
No. So if you're referring to the comic where there's a picture of Darth Sidious like all cloaked up next to Shmi's stomach, that's a vision that was supposed to be symbolizing that the whole time Sidious has been manipulating Anakin's life for him to be where he wants him to be, using him as a pawn. But Plagueis didn't hear about the Immaculate Conception until it came from Count Dooku, who heard it from the Council, who heard it from Qui-Gon, who heard it from Shmi.
So why would they bother showing Palpatine's master learning about all of this?
Because that was what originally happened, right? So what I'm saying, right? So the book that they got Plagueis from, his whole design and stuff that they're pulling from, is a book like called Darth Plagueis. And basically, like, my whole argument, right, is that Rogue One was created as a way to retcon the Death Star plans, how they got to Leia, right? From creation to how do they get to Leia.
As a fan, I really didn't need to see that. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Well, the thing is like, it was everywhere. It involved Legends characters. It involved this and this and this. This way, they streamlined it and made it canon, right? Now, that's created other projects like Andor and this and this. What I'm saying is the same thing has now happened for the Immaculate Conception, right? So as you're saying, this is how Plagueis finds out, right? The difference is in the book that we're talking about. Plagueis does a ritual with Sidious, right, to bend the dark side or bend the Force to his will, right, and it acquiesces his request. I think they will use it, a Vergence planet like this, to do so, right? So that's one of the things that they're going to use. Second, they were saying that the Force's answer to that, to them bending it to their will to gain more power or unlimited power, was to create Anakin. So the Force created Anakin in answer to the shenanigans that they were doing to bolster themselves up.
So therefore, why wouldn't that make sense that the Force created Osha and Maida?
Because they have mothers that did the ritual.
Yeah, but just because women done the ritual over some dudes, what's the difference? You know what I mean?
No. Two dudes are over here doing magic in a cave.
Yeah.
The Force then said, "Fuck you guys. I'm creating a baby that's now going to fuck your shit up."
But he doesn't really, though.
Well, he threw him down a pit, so he kind of did.
Ooh, he still fucking outlived him, though, didn't he?
He very much did. Yeah, he very much did.
He got to torment his grandson.
Well, through Project Necromancer. So who's to say that, like, the OG body survived? We don't know. How did you feel about the
They really fucked up, didn't they?
No?
What with the whole Palpatine saga?
Oh, I don't know if I would have had him come back for 9.
No, no, no. Like they should have left. They should have carried on building Snook up. You know what I mean?
So yeah, I like him. I liked him. It was good, interesting. Some people had him as, oh, he's just a deformed Mace Windu. But no, no, no.
I'm still down with Darth Jar Jar though, so.
How did you feel about the bleeding crystal? Initially, 2 more seconds.
I loved it. Don't do this to me again. Yeah, it was great. At first, I was a bit like, what was the point in that? It was like, surely, like, in order to bleed the crystal, you need to like concentrate and force all of your anger into it. But it's like David pointed out that the crystal, I can't remember what you called it, but the glass around that holds the crystal in the chamber was broken. So therefore, it wasn't protected like it normally would be in her anger, and that was easy enough to manipulate the crystal. But the way it came through her hands and everything down into it was really, really sick.
And here we go. So do you talk about the veins in her hand?
Yeah.
Oh my god, how good was that?
It was good.
Wow. So as you may have been saying before, with Dagon Gent, like he focuses the energy, like as you were saying in our conversation earlier.
Yeah.
Whereas Osha's, that wasn't her actively trying to bleed the crystal, which is what we normally would see. It was
but you said it was because like it would have been easily done because obviously the crystal was exposed as well. So
yeah,
because there's no way that saber would have bled as easy otherwise.
No, I wouldn't imagine so. Oh my god, the Han Solo. Yeah, sorry, go on.
But how powerful was Osha going to be, like with the dark side? If her eyes are already turning red, and you know, what is she going to be doing?
I don't know. I wonder that myself. I think she's going to be very, very powerful. Because again, we got see the thing is, why would Plagueis keep Chimera around when he's got Osha? You know,
don't know if he's going to or not now.
No, see, this is the thing. So this is why I put like
Plagueis doesn't have Osha. Thingy does.
Chimera for now,
yeah,
right? But they're on that planet, right? And the second that she finds out there's another guy in that cave and the rule of 2 isn't like actually what's at play here,
yeah,
then she's gonna be like, well, why am I putting up with another liar? I've just choked the life out of one. What are you doing to me? Grr, right? So that's a doomed romance, right? So in my head,
couldn't be a romance there anyway.
Yeah. Well, he's trying. He keeps walking up to her and holding hands and having puppy dog eyes. Everybody is Oshamir. Everybody's digging Oshamir. They want them as a couple.
No, really not.
No, you're not vibing Oshamir?
No. Gay.
I think they would make a good couple, but I think Jackie and Osha would have been good. Osha May.
Yeah.
Might be an interesting way to do it. So, talk about how powerful people are. Master Vanastra.
Yeah.
When she's there sensing Chimera without a helmet.
Yeah.
Like halfway across the planet. Or yeah, right?
So I take it he was a Padawan at some point.
Right? Which as well, if he's your Padawan, that like fully explains all the whips.
Yeah.
Which itself. Yeah, which
again across his back and that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's from Benastra and not from
Yeah.
Plagueis.
Mm.
What do you think?
I think that's a good possibility. And find out how she treats her slaves. I mean, her Padawans. In season 2, maybe if they do it.
See, the thing is like everybody has this romanticized vision of the Jedi because they're the ones that fight the bad guys. They're the powerful beings. They're the wizards of the world, you know. But
You're a Jedi, Harry.
it's kind of like they're like institutionalized vigilantes almost because
Dog the
yes,
bounty
there's
hunter.
like there's some kind of agreement with the Republic, sure, but then like not everybody is in agreement or tied to the Republic, you know.
Yeah.
Not every system is, but then they'll be interjecting what they perceive to be justice or the right thing, you know. Then there's the fact that they take children and educate them in combat and to become soldiers. They teach them about mass and the universe and all of that as well. They have general studies, but they basically raise and rear child soldiers.
Yeah.
Some of their mortal enemies have been the Mandalorians, and one of the criticisms they had that they took the children from the people that they'd slain and raised them to be Mandalorians. But then the Jedi just walk up to people and like, oh, your child's gifted. I will now take him. Okay, you know. And then what? What if I say no? And then I start trying to train him myself. What, are you just going to put me in jail because it's not what you want?
You go to the farm. It is nuts, though. Like the hypocrisy in the Jedi Council and that. It's just nuts.
Yeah. And The Acolyte is a really good show because it raises these questions. You know, the only questions that like episode 1 really rose is that like, who are they in charge to say no if Anakin is the chosen one? You know, what kind of authority are they to say this person cannot be trained to be out there saving lives and stuff if they are competent and powerful enough just because of his age, you know?
Yeah. So how old was Osha when Saul took her?
8.
8. How old was Anakin when he was found?
8 or 9.
So how come Osha was too old to be trained as a Jedi, but yet Anakin
was as well. They said no.
Yeah.
Until Qui-Gon Jinn died.
It's disgusting that they're literally going around kidnapping toddlers.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even kids, it's toddlers they're kidnapping. Fresh out the mother's womb.
Anything from any age up until like 7, 8, they say, oh, that's too old. But again, we talk about examples like in most of the games, or books, there's like a whole bunch of examples where people have shown exceptional talent or some kind of familial or previous ties with the Jedi Order, so then they too get trained. It's not completely unheard of. It's just them being gatekeepers, which they have also been accused of, you know. And they're incredibly zealous in their pursuit of balance, because like Mother Anastasia, Kamir, they're not wrong. They're not allowed to exist in the realm or paradigm that's been set up by the Jedi and the Republic. You know, I don't really think the Republic gives a damn, but to the Jedi, like, you cannot be a dark Jedi. You will be arrested, slash killed. You know, you cannot exist. So for them to act the way they do, I totally get it. Now, I need to delve deeper into the book and remember what Plagueis and Tenebris, their relationship was, and like why they might be hiding out on that cave. Because there are, like, say for example, Plagueis isn't known for just constantly hiding away. In episode 1, when he's there with Anakin, or like here's the Anakin's there. He's actually in a hotel. So
It's crazy.
But yeah, the idea that Yoda would be some kind of god or galactic superhero with unfathomable abilities, more so than he already has.
Yeah.
I think it's just outrageous.
Yeah. You know, I'm still waiting on a ET Jedi as well. There's got to be at least one out there somewhere.
Oh, what?
A ET Jedi.
Aha! Yeah. Yeah. Oh my
There's
god.
no way that they hold a place in the Senate and don't have a fucking like anyone that's a Jedi in their old like
Yeah.
species.
Yeah, no, because if you Google it and you say which Jedi aren't Force sensitive, which species aren't Force sensitive,
Yeah.
they are not listed.
Yeah.
So there is absolutely Jedi of them out there.
Oh yeah, ET was a Jedi. He used the Force to manipulate things on Earth.
Yeah. But does being telekinetic automatically make you Force sensitive?
Mm-mm.
Don't think so, but it'd be interesting to have an ET
seeing
Jedi.
ET running around with a bloody lightsaber.
What color would you give him?
White.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking he'd look good with orange.
Yeah. I'm thinking white just because of his finger.
Yeah.
Gotta match that crap up, you know what I mean? How's your dinner? Tastes good?
Very good. Excuse me. I didn't think people would want to hear my mastication. Is that a word?
Yeah.
To hear me masticate. Okay.
It's better than the other M word anyway.
Yeah. Right. How did you feel about how did you feel about being represented as a straight white man? Did you feel underrepresented in the show?
What? I don't watch shows and think anything like that sort of shit. What kind of question's that, dude?
Because there are a whole bunch of people criticizing the show that there
What?
is a lack of white men in any significant roles in this show.
And what? That's on them. Again.
For feeling that way.
Yeah, that's on them. Get
Yeah.
over yourselves. Stop sniffing your mum's dildo.
Okay. Yeah. Because honestly, it is wonderful for everybody else to be stepping up to the plate and doing very, 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 very well.
And the straight white
engaging
man, I
everybody.
can wholeheartedly say that I do not care. I love it. I love the diversity and everything else. And there's enough white representation for straight white people out there. And if you want to watch that shit and that's your thingy, then go watch it. Stop shitting on people that are trying to show diversity in their creation.
Boom. Right there. Says it all. Excuse me. Perfect. So how did you feel about the state secret at the end?
pissed me off. They really shat on Soul from a great height. Just to cover her own back from her fucking literally, what's her name? That green chick.
Finestra. Yeah.
Yeah, that was her covering her own back there of her and her failed Padawan turning to the dark side and fucking all that shit up.
Do you feel it was out of line for what you have seen of the Jedi so far?
No, not really. I mean,
No, right?
they all kept a secret for 16 years. Did it come around to bite them in the ass? You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'm sure she can keep her secret for a few more years before it comes around to kill her. So, but yeah, I don't trust her anyway.
No, she looks sinister as hell.
Yeah, she gives bad vibes for a Jedi.
Yeah. I feel bad for her.
I feel bad for Soul in that, you know, because what happened on that planet was an accident, you know, apart from killing the mum.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
That was the only one. Like, you know, Soul killed the mother, and then the rest of those witches died when May set that fire.
Well, no. No, they died because of the spell they were doing with Kelnaka, most of them.
Well, yeah, they died because of that, but, you know, and obviously, yeah. But it was their own fault. Yeah, it was their own fault how they died. It wasn't the Jedi that killed them. So Soul shouldn't have acted as quickly and as irrationally as what he did. But he was led by his fear.
Okay. I'm working on like a small theory in the no, that might be wrong. Anyway, point is I'm really interested in Mother Anastasia when she was going off and started doing her magic and started disappearing. So did May. She was sat there and she started disappearing as well. Right? And then when the magic got stopped with the stab, then both of them stopped disappearing. Now, would Osha be disappearing as well, or just May? Is May disappearing because she's the one that ascended? Are they all a part of the same person? So did like Mother Anastasia split off a part of herself and put that into the womb? Like, how does all this work? I'm so interested. I'm so curious, and that needs explaining.
Other than a spiritual, like a ritual to become a part of the coven, you know.
It feels significant.
Yeah, I know, but it's the fact that like they actually gain a like May got a mark on her forehead from it, didn't she?
Yeah.
So this is what I mean. What the significance and how does that happen?
Well, there's levels, right? So like
again, is that to do like are they able to do that there because of the Virgins and like on that planet?
Maybe they wouldn't have been as strong elsewhere. I was gonna say something.
Sorry.
What were we saying a second ago?
About what the Knights is, the sisters.
Well, yeah, the witches, yeah.
Yeah, what about you? The last thing I remember you talking about, well, not quite the last bit, but we went from talking about how May's mother was using her magic and started to disappear, and then May started to go off and smoke, and then you said, would Osha go there, or would Osha have happened as well, or was it because of the ascension?
Yeah, no, it's something you just said, but sorry.
We were talking. All right, well, basically, what I just said was like, did they get that mark on their forehead through when the ascension happens because of the virgins on that planet? Like, that's what I said.
Yeah.
So,
and could Osha still ascend? Could that be season 2? Right. So she must there's some time away at Sith camp after she's been away at Jedi camp. And then, boom, she's like, oh, the next part of my journey is to reconnect with Osha, with May, and then
myself.
Yeah. That's a trip. Like, what is the plan here? You know, Because we know the canon. Do you know what I mean? Like we know the canon. We know there's only limited options for them. You know. So I'm dying to know. I'm dying to know. Oh.
We got so sidetracked. We've just been like here, there, everywhere.
Yeah. Well,
It's cool.
okay.
But
Meet him didn't help.
no, it's all good, mate. I don't mind. I'm shattered anyway, as you're aware.
Yeah, but we will be talking about this again next week. Like
100%, yeah, 100%, and we will be on time, if not a bit earlier.
Yeah,
and you won't have a 5-minute technical difficulty.
Oh my god, that was insane!
It really was
such bullshit. I literally pressed boom, and then blue screen. I was like, no.
And then I was like, I don't know what happened now. Give me a moment. Bring him in, find out what's happening. And then I was like, leave chat. Boop. I was like, I can't end stream my end, can I? So
no.
But I don't think anybody joined, mate. Only me.
It's okay. We had some people jumping in and viewing. Just need more chats.
Yeah,
but
no chats today.
No, but we'll set up another stream for next week, and I'll set it up earlier so more people can be notified of when it's on, and everybody can gather their thoughts and give Flash Freak time to actually watch the damn show. So.
And be aware there may be a surprise live stream on Monday evening, from UK evening anyway, from 6:30 onwards. So watch for a link to drop from Daft Bunyan if it is coming.
Okay.
So something to look forward to.
Yeah, man. But yeah, this has been a nice quick chat. I say quick chat. It's been an hour about the Acolyte.
I know it doesn't seem like a very good stream to me today.
No, but dude, no, it's my dinner, not yours.
We're bound to have shit ones from time to time, I suppose.
Don't
out that we post it so late for the our American friends to join us, and unfortunately, more often than not, they all seem to be busy at the moment. Not that I'm going to shit on it, but it is what it is. Maybe we should try to do it earlier at some point.
Yeah. Brad was saying something about the world having technical difficulties today.
Yeah, apparently, like people weren't able to pay like using card and shit in places. I just laughed. I had no issues with it.
Fair enough. Okay, so next week we'll be taking some notes. I was busy trying to edit this week, and I've had nothing but trouble. CapCut doesn't want to work.
Laptop doesn't want to work.
Laptop doesn't want to work. 3Dub's suggestion didn't want to work. Clipchamp's not working.
3Dubs don't want to work.
3Dub is working hard on
an
edit for someone. Yeah,
his editing skills are amazing. Though. I really can't criticize him. It was just a joke. It was just all the things that weren't working. But yeah, you should check out 3W Productions YouTube channel and TikTok page.
Yeah,
he's very active on TikTok. Got loads of great little edits on there. If you're a huge Smallville fan, then I would recommend going out and checking it out.
Yeah, he's on for you. So we want to hear what you liked about the series. We'll be getting to that more next week when we discuss like all of the highlights that we have, because I'll be taking copious amounts of notes instead of the editing that I've been stuck on. Just a bit more of a rant, really, more than anything.
It's like I enjoyed it. It's nice getting something different from Star Wars, something that's set in a different era.
Yeah, it's refreshing.
Yeah, it's nice. It's refreshing. It's a different set of pace. Didn't like the fact it was slow in the last episode. I could have done with some more action and stuff. I think they could have, but It was great. Like, it didn't feel rushed either the whole season. Not one bit. Like, it was
No.
like action packed where it needed to be, and then slowed back down when it needed to be, and brought back up to the speed when it needed to be. But I do think this episode was a bit slow for a finale.
That's fair. Yeah. So, tell us your highlights, tell us your lows. Well, if you have any lows, like we'll sit there and discuss it in the comments.
Dude, we'll be here forever. I ain't gonna be talking about Milo's.
How did you feel about Osha and Kamir in the comments? I want to hear all of the things everybody likes, and if they bring a Pip Droid out in the start of the Disney store, will you be getting
factory
one?
reset it?
Don't factory reset it. That's very clear, very important. Good shout, very good shout, because it starts squirting you in the face.
And one of my favorite bits and standout moments in this is the way that is it Kamir was able to when battling, able to hit pressure points in the saber to switch their sabers off and like mess around with the power and that in them.
Oh no, that was the material in his helmet and his wrist brace.
Yeah, but still, though, man, it was still awesome to see that.
Yeah, that was really, really sick. That was really sick.
And then you just see Soul fuck up his saber.
See, this is the thing. I think he would have found that out from Plagueis. I mean, I think like Plagueis and Tenebris might have been up to some shenanigans, and then they found out, and it's something that he would have passed on. I don't think that lightsaber penetrating weapons or something that the Jedi are going to be telling to everybody, So yeah. Let us know how much you loved it, and we'll see you all next week.
Peace.
And oh, there you go.